Welcome, dear friends. It's time to unwind and let go of the day's worries. Find a comfy spot, close your eyes, and let our bedtime story guide you to a world of dreams and wonder. The Tale of the Whispering Woods. In a small village nestled between rolling hills and a shimmering lake, there lived a little girl named Clara. Clara loved stories, especially the ones her grandmother told her at bedtime. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Clara's grandmother, Nana Rose, settled into her rocking chair with a warm smile and said, "Tonight, I'll tell you the story of the Whispering Woods." Clara snuggled under her cozy quilt, her eyes wide with anticipation. Nana Rose began, her voice gentle and soothing. Long ago, in a land not too far from here, there was a magical forest known as the Whispering Woods. This forest was unlike any other. It was alive with the soft murmur of secrets, dreams, and wishes. The trees in the Whispering Woods had silvery bark that shimmered in the moonlight, and their leaves whispered stories to anyone who would listen. At the heart of the Whispering Woods stood the oldest tree of all, the Great Elder. This ancient tree was said to have witnessed the birth of the world and held within its branches the wisdom of ages. Every night, the forest creatures would gather around the Great Elder to hear its tales of wonder and magic. One crisp autumn evening, a young boy named Oliver wandered into the Whispering Woods. Oliver was a curious and adventurous child, always looking for new places to explore and new stories to uncover. He had heard whispers about the magical forest from the village elders, and his heart was filled with excitement as he stepped beneath the canopy of shimmering leaves. As Oliver ventured deeper into the woods, he marveled at the beauty around him. The leaves glowed with a soft, ethereal light, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of wildflowers and honey. He could hear the gentle rustling of leaves, as if they were greeting him with 1,000 tiny voices. "Welcome, young one," a voice suddenly spoke. Oliver looked around in surprise, but saw no one. The voice seemed to come from the trees themselves. "Who's there?" he called out. "I am the Great Elder," the voice replied. "I have been watching over this forest for centuries. What brings you to the Whispering Woods?" Oliver stepped closer to the great tree at the center of the forest. Its massive trunk was covered in intricate patterns that seemed to shift and change as he looked at them. He felt a sense of awe and wonder as he gazed up at its towering branches. "I came to hear your stories," Oliver said. "I've heard you know the secrets of the world." The Great Elder chuckled softly, a sound like the rustling of leaves in a gentle breeze. "Indeed, I do know many secrets and stories. Sit, young one, and I shall share with you a tale of great adventure and magic." Oliver found a comfortable spot at the base of the Great Elder and settled in to listen. The forest grew still, as if all the creatures were holding their breath in anticipation of the story. "Once, long ago," the Great Elder began, "there lived a brave and kind-hearted prince named Alden. Prince Alden ruled over a vast kingdom that stretched from the mountains in the north to the seas in the south. His people loved him dearly, for he was just and fair, always putting their needs before his own. One day, a terrible darkness fell over the kingdom. A wicked sorceress named Morgana, who had long harbored a grudge against Prince Alden's family, cast a powerful spell that brought misery and despair to the land. Crops withered, rivers dried up, and the skies turned a perpetual gray. The people of the kingdom were in despair, not knowing how to break the curse. Prince Alden, determined to save his people, set out on a quest to find a way to defeat Morgana and restore peace to his kingdom. He traveled far and wide, seeking the wisdom of sages and the help of magical creatures. One evening, as he was resting by a quiet stream, he encountered a beautiful fairy named Alara. She had long, flowing hair that sparkled like stardust, and her eyes were the color of the deepest forest green. "Greetings, Prince Alden," Alara said, her voice as soft as a summer breeze. "I know of your quest and wish to aid you." "How can you help me?" Prince Alden asked, hope filling his heart. "There is a sacred flower that grows only in the heart of the Whispering Woods," Alara explained. "It is called the Lumina Blossom. This flower has the power to dispel even the darkest magic. However, it is guarded by a fierce and ancient dragon named Draco. You must prove your worth to obtain the flower." With Alara's guidance, Prince Alden made his way to the Whispering Woods. The forest welcomed him with its shimmering leaves and gentle whispers, but as he ventured deeper, he felt a sense of foreboding. He knew he was nearing Draco's lair. Finally, he reached a clearing where the air was thick with the scent of sulfur. There, perched on a rocky outcrop, was Draco, a magnificent dragon with scales that glinted like molten gold. The dragon's eyes glowed with an inner fire as it regarded Prince Alden. "Who dares to enter my domain?" Draco roared, his voice shaking the very ground. "I am Prince Alden," the prince replied, standing tall and unafraid. "I seek the Lumina Blossom to save my kingdom from a terrible curse." Draco studied the prince for a moment, then said, "To prove your worth, you must answer a riddle. Fail, and you shall not leave this place alive." Prince Alden nodded, ready to face the challenge. Draco's eyes gleamed as he spoke the riddle. "I am not alive, yet I grow. I have no lungs, yet I need air. I have no mouth, and I can drown. What am I?" Prince Alden thought hard, his mind racing. After a moment, a smile spread across his face. "The answer is fire," he said confidently. Draco nodded, impressed by the prince's wisdom. "You have proven yourself worthy, Prince Alden. The Lumina Blossom is yours." With a mighty roar, Draco spread his wings and took to the sky, revealing a hidden grove where the Lumina Blossom glowed with a radiant light. Prince Alden carefully picked the flower, feeling its warmth in his hand. Alara appeared beside him, her eyes shining with pride. "You have done well, Prince Alden. With this flower you can break Morgana's curse and restore your kingdom." Prince Alden thanked Alara and made his way back to his kingdom. With the Lumina Blossom, he dispelled Morgana's dark magic, bringing life and light back to the land. The people rejoiced, and Prince Alden's bravery became the stuff of legend. And as for Morgana, she was banished from the kingdom, never to be seen again. Peace and prosperity returned, and Prince Alden ruled for many years with wisdom and compassion. As the Great Elder finished the story, Oliver felt a sense of peace and contentment. The forest around him seemed to hum with approval, as if the trees themselves had enjoyed the tale. "Thank you, Great Elder," Oliver said, standing up and stretching. "That was a wonderful story." "Stories have a way of bringing magic into our lives," the Great Elder replied. "Remember, young one, that courage, kindness, and wisdom are the true magic in this world." With those words echoing in his mind, Oliver made his way out of the Whispering Woods. The moonlight guided his path, and he felt as if the trees were gently whispering their goodbyes. When he returned to the village, Oliver shared the story of the Whispering Woods with everyone he met. The villagers were enchanted by the tale, and soon began to visit the magical forest themselves, listening to the stories whispered by the ancient trees. And so, the legend of the Whispering Woods lived on, passed down from generation to generation, reminding everyone who heard it that magic, in all its forms, is real and all around us. As Nana Rose finished the story, Clara's eyes were heavy with sleep. She yawned and snuggled deeper into her quilt, a contented smile on her face. "Good night, Clara," Nana Rose whispered, kissing her forehead. "May your dreams be filled with magic and wonder." And as Clara drifted off to sleep, she dreamed of shimmering leaves, ancient trees, and the soft whispers of the Whispering Woods. Nana Rose gently closed Clara's bedroom door and headed back to her rocking chair. As she sat down, she felt a familiar warmth wash over her. Just as she was about to drift into her own thoughts, there was a faint knock on the door. "Come in," Nana Rose called softly. The door creaked open, and to Nana Rose's surprise, a small figure stepped in. It was Oliver, the young boy from the Whispering Woods story, looking just as she had described. "Hello, Nana Rose," Oliver said with a twinkle in his eye. "I've come to thank you." Nana Rose's heart skipped a beat. "For what, dear boy?" "For keeping the story alive," Oliver replied. "The Whispering Woods thrive on the tales shared and the magic believed in by those who hear them. And you, Nana Rose, have been the best storyteller of all." Tears welled up in Nana Rose's eyes. "But how can this be? You're just a story." Oliver smiled. "Stories have a life of their own. They exist in the hearts and minds of those who tell them and those who listen. Tonight, you reminded everyone of the magic that lives within each of us." Nana Rose nodded, understanding the deeper meaning of his words. "Then promise me, Oliver, that you'll keep spreading the magic." "I promise," he said, bowing slightly. "Good night, Nana Rose." With that, Oliver turned and disappeared into the night, leaving behind a faint glow that lingered in the room. Nana Rose sat back in her chair, her heart filled with joy and wonder. She knew that the Whispering Woods and its magical stories would continue to thrive as long as there were hearts willing to believe. The next morning, Clara woke up feeling unusually cheerful. She ran to her grandmother and hugged her tightly.